I recently tried to celebrate myself, to reframe my way of thinking, and to try and look more positively at myself. But it didn't work. You don't just change your way of thinking overnight. Since making that video, I've actually been in sort of a pit lately, mentally. I've been thinking like there's not much point to anything. Been thinking what I do is sort of worthless, and feeling like I don't really provide any value. And I actually decided I've rebooked a session of therapy for next week, because I think now's probably a good time for it. And I'm thinking about what I was told or asked a while ago at a therapy session. And I was asked, in like your moments, say like right now, how I'm feeling right now, what are your core beliefs about yourself? And I was asked about this at moments which could have caused some sort of trauma when I was younger. And it's, what do you believe about yourself in that moment? And when I think about that now, I think that I guess I believe that what I'm doing is pointless, and I believe that I'm worthless and I'm not providing anything, and I believe I'm not bringing any value, and I don't know what I'm doing. But why do I believe that about myself? And I was thinking about this in the form of anxieties and sort of worries, and what's led me to this point today. I was in the car the other day and I was talking about, like, as I was worrying, or like I had been worrying about something, and then the next day I worried about something completely differently. And I just thought, like, in my head, there's always a problem. There's always something to worry about. I think that's the case for anyone. There's always something to worry about. And as soon as, for me, I solved that problem, there's just another problem. Like, my mind will always just move on to the next problem. And I just thought, at what point are there really problems? And it's just you are the problem. The way of thinking that you have is the problem. And I think it's time to assess my way of thinking, because it's probably if I reframe things, would I feel differently? I think, just to reframe it, what I'm doing here, speaking to the camera, committing my thoughts to the SD card, is valuable. Maybe people don't find it interesting or they don't want to listen, but it's valuable to me. It makes me feel like I'm working towards something. I've always had this, for a very long time, I've always wanted to make a YouTube channel that people look at. And taking the steps that I'm doing now is sort of actually working towards that. Even if, only a handful of people look at it, it's still, in my mind, I'm working towards something. So in that way, I guess it could be fulfilling. It's also valuable to me because I'm verbalising my feelings. And a lot of the time, before I was doing this, I would just isolate myself and just let these thoughts just circulate in my head. And then, say, if I'm left at home alone, that's when the thoughts really kick in. Like last night, I was just on my own. And there's something about that sends me into like this pit, really, where I just start feeling like there's no point to anything. And I lose real motivation to talk to people. I lose motivation to do anything, really. And another thought I had was last night. I thought, I really struggle having days off. I mean, right now, as of recording this video, I've broken up for the term. I work at the college. I've broken up for the term. I've got nothing to do for 2 weeks. And on my first day off, I spend it thinking about how much I suck and just making thumbnails for YouTube. And I found it really hard to see a point in doing anything else. It felt like if I was to do anything, I don't know, it's like I find it hard to enjoy myself these days. I don't know what to do. Like, there are people to talk to on Discord, but it feels like I need to be working towards something. And do you know what? Just saying it is sort of, I think the reason why I feel like that is because I haven't got what I want, which is a nice YouTube channel with views, and that is something I would like. So I guess in my mind, deep down, I just want to work on that. And I don't think, honestly, I don't think these sort of videos would ever get views, just me talking to the camera, because it's mostly it's me just complaining. It's just me ranting about how crap I feel. Maybe it connects with a couple of people, but I think really it's just establishing a sort of routine for myself. And now, I'm actually posting content, and that's step one for me, really. I've never been able to be consistent with it. So having a routine where I'm actually uploading something, I think that's really important for me. Lately, I've noticed I made a video a while ago where I talk about taking lion's mane mushrooms, and for a long time that it didn't have any views. And while I've been making my thumbnails yesterday, I just noticed that for whatever reason, it's picking up in views. Like it suddenly hit 800 views, and I was like, wow, that's really awesome. And it just made me think, what if I carried on making videos like that? Like, I had more ideas to make videos like that, and it's like I lost that motivation because I spread myself too thin. I invested so much energy in making, there was 2 videos I did, the lion's mane mushrooms video, and then I made a video about the power of having a bath for your mental health. And after I put so much work into particularly that bath video, and I know it takes a while for views to happen, and I'm a channel, you start off like no one cares about you. You have to make videos that people care about. And I'm talking about very niche topics. But just seeing that no one really gave a shit about the video, I just lost all motivation. I didn't make any more YouTube videos really until recently, when I just started talking in this setup and just saying about my feelings. So I think, just making something for me is better than making nothing, even if it's not quite like the quality that I want to make. Like, I like those highly edited videos. I like making them. They're satisfying to look at the ends, and I watch them. I'm like, all that sort of work I put into it has paid off. I've made something that I feel is slick. There were problems with the videos, but I made them as best as I could in that time. I think that it did make me feel good making something of quality. And I think a lot of it is, yesterday I went to the doctors for another sort of this social prescribing thing. I talked to like a counsellor there, and I realised that I've got like this sort of background resentment for myself, I guess, which, you know, I used to make videos for the NHS, and I think that actually did provide me with a lot of value for myself, just being able to make something that is for the healthcare system. And not being able to do that now, I think it's left like this big void in my life where I don't have a purpose to my creativity. So that's where I think just doing this, I just think I need to do it really for myself. One, it shares my thoughts. Two, it sort of documents me in a way. You know, you're always getting older, and at some point I'll have these videos to look back on and think that's how I was when I was 31. Yeah, I'll never be this young again, I guess. And it would be interesting to sort of do a video where I retrospectively look back at all of the videos I've made, where I started on YouTube, because they're still there. You know, I think the first upload was 2007 or 6. Probably 2007, thinking about it, but I've got a little bit of history on YouTube now. And the thing is, I've never stuck with it. Never been consistent enough to stick to that one channel. You know, for a while, it's always just been about what I've been interested in at the time. So for a while I did like gaming videos, and yeah, some of them got views, some of them didn't, but it was just fun, like fun with friends. Played a lot of StarCraft and Counter-Strike. But I never kept with that one channel. I never consistently made videos. I always sort of lost my motivation because it wasn't that sort of instant return on the effort, I guess. I think that's one of the pitfalls, really, that you can fall into, is wanting instant feedback. And I think going to the gym has shown me, you know, things take time, and you might not see the fruits of what you're working on for months, years. You might not realise the positive impact you're doing to yourself until way later down the line. So just coming down here, setting up the camera, making something that's going to, you know, be consistent, I think that's a hell of a lot more valuable to me right now. And I can always take a different approach as time goes on. I've got another video in mind that I want to make that could be a highly edited piece. But for now, I just need to make something that is easy for me to make. Otherwise, I'm just not going to stick with it. And I need to build a foundation for myself. And I think over time, that might bring me a bit of peace. And for now, it's a sort of direction for my bad mental state. So I can just direct it into talking to the camera. Yeah. I mean, that's all I wanted to say, really. I thought I'd just leave it there. Just needed to get that out. So, yeah, if you did happen to listen to this, then please press subscribe, and I'll see you in the next video.